Hey guys, welcome back to another little mini chit chat video. Welcome back to another little mini reaction video. So, before we go ahead and get into today's topic, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. For those of you who are already subscribed, thank you so much for doing so. We do appreciate the support. Shout out to all our Purple Heart members. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. Shout out to everyone who is taking part in our watch time giveaway. You guys have been awesome. I wanted to go ahead and screenshot some of your comments that you've been leaving in the videos. Everyone's been commenting road to 1,000, so we appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. And we're looking forward to doing that giveaway once we hit our 1,000 subscribers on this channel. That's always good. That's always exciting. I was gonna say. Um, so before we go any further, I just want to say excuse my voice if I sound hoarse at times. Your girl is fighting off some type of weather-induced flu. It is fall season now, and so everyone's kind of sniffling and sick a little bit. It's gotten cold, it's got hot, and then it just went really, really cold. So sorry if I sound a little bit congested. Secondly, if you guys can hear a little in the background, that's the heater going. Like I said, it has gotten cold. Your girl's living in Canada, it's getting cold. And yeah, so we have the heater going. So excuse me if you hear any type of noise or anything like that. So yeah, I wanted to go ahead and react to this really quickly. I always react to Karina and Flo. Giving a personal perspective, sharing personal experience as it pertains to whatever it is they're going through. Because I have been young before. We've all gone through certain things, and we all know a little bit about this type of stuff. So anytime there's a situation going on, I like to go ahead and give my perspective. And yeah, this time is no different. And Karina is a Virgo, I'm a Virgo. I know how we think. And so when I saw this particular situation unfolding online, I'm not gonna lie, this time I was a little bit more concerned than other times. Like, we knew that the whole co-parenting thing was not really working out because her mother was always with them, right? She was never The mother was never gonna let Karina go anywhere. The mother was never gonna let her go anywhere with him because of the past situations. So I already knew. I think most people kind of put one two and two together, as they say. But I did think that they were learning how to coexist. I did think they were learning how to coexist. Clearly, that is not the case. So, in this particular situation, when Karina kind of released the text messages of like what Flo has been sending her behind the scenes, I just kind of cringed a little bit because it was just so raw and emotional and vulnerable, and like probably something that he probably thought that she would never show anyone or tell anyone. Not only that, it screamed narcissist. Everything in there was just, it sounded like just repetitive. You can tell that he's typed this stuff before. You could tell that he said this stuff all before. The whole baby, I'm sorry, baby, come home, I'll change. I'm so sorry for what I did to you. I shouldn't have done it. Nobody should do this. Da da da. For those of you who know, right? These guys, they run on a loop, right? It's like they run on a loop, so they say the same things over and over and over again, each and every time doing the same thing, and sometimes worse damage to you emotionally, and it's always the same repeated, stale, tired, played out apology that narcissistic um guys tend to do. That they're not very creative in terms of coming up with new apologies or coming up with new things to say when they hurt you or do things that are like destructive in your life, because they're narcissists, so they don't put that much time and effort into other people. Coming up with a new apology would require creativity, and they're not about to spend that energy on you. So you go ahead and take this old tired apology, take it if you want it, and that's that on that. So this long essay that he wrote a long text message, and it was just rambling on about how much he needs her and loves her, and how she left him all alone, and he's hurting and he has cried and he wants her to come home, and he's sorry for all the things that he's done and the pain that he put her through. Just a whole lot of something that, if you've been in this type of situation before, like Karina, you're calling BS on everything and you're not even trying to hear none of that. Like, her response is, as a Virgo, I'm going to tell you, as a Virgo, when somebody like hurts you to the point where it's emotionally time to cut them off emotionally, a Virgo person, especially the females, it is a no-go situation. That's when you start to get that raw Virgo honesty. Like, they just start telling you all the things that you probably never thought they would say to you. They just start keeping it a buck, and it can come off real insensitive, real like straight to the jugular. But that's just when we're just done. You know what I mean? Like, you're just emotionally done. You packed it up and put it away. So allegedly, they're saying this whole meltdown started because Karina has like a new man, and Flo found out about some flowers her new boyfriend sent to her, whatever, and he's crashing out. That's allegedly. That's what they're saying on some of the blogs, right? We don't know. All we know is the footage that they showed with him trying to like break in her ring light. That's really what scared me, to be honest. um it's just really scary because we see this all the time, even recently with that young girl where the guy was apparently stalking her. He was also arrested prior for stalking another girl in the neighborhood, and excuse me, the video that she had of him was really scary. Like, he was literally walking, I think he hopped the fence into her backyard and was like literally walking up to her window, and she's like screaming in the video. Right. So this type of stuff, when I saw him like walking up the pathway into coming towards her door, and then proceeded to like pound out the ring light, like trying to literally break the ring light. It's like, what were you gonna do if the ring light had broken and there was nothing recording you? Like, what was your next step? Like, that's crazy. Even if you had no next step, you should not be doing that. That's very dangerous, right? Um like, and then making a live about it, saying you don't care, and if she posts the footage of you trying to break in her ring camera and all this type of stuff, all of that is not good for you when you get to family court, when you get to criminal court, if they do decide to press charges, right? I definitely believe that Karina should get a restraining order to protect both of them, right? He does not need to be going around her, and she definitely does not need to be anywhere near him. It's very, very volatile. And him being a Pisces, I believe, right? He's very sensitive. Okay, I'm just, no disrespect. It's not a disrespectful thing. It's just a factual thing, right? It's an emotional sign. Like, they're very emotional, and Virgos don't really like super emotional people. I know I'm a Virgo and I don't. That stuff just gets on my nerves. Like, I hate when men resort to those type of manipulation tactics where they start the crying and the sniveling and the threatening to hurt themselves and all this other stuff that comes with dealing with certain type of men who can have that narcissistic trait going, right? So it's just, I guess you could see it for yourself, like what it is. Like the attraction that was probably there is probably gone because she has gone through so much, like behind the scenes with him, in terms of like just his behavior. And we've seen it, I've seen it on the vlogs with when he made the vlogs with Trey and her and the cooking and stuff like that. He get drinking and he get a little bit turned, you know what I mean? And then he get more turned. And people like that can be very volatile. They can go from 0 to 100, and it can go left real fast. So they definitely do not need to be around each other. Does he still need to be a father? Yes, of course he does. So um hopefully they can work something out where they can have a media, somebody in the middle, who can facilitate the drop off and the picking up. But they um they probably both need to get a little bit of counseling, talk to somebody, get all this stuff dealt with, because it's just getting more and more volatile every time. Like, it's getting really crazy. The last time he pulled up to her friend's house, banging on her door and carrying on, the girl had to threaten him and let him know that there's a firearm on the premises and you're not welcome here at her property. Nobody asked you to come here, and you're to leave the premises. And I thought we had moved on from that, but clearly we have not. So let me know what you guys think. My throat is so dry. I can feel my voice going. Let me drink some water real quick. Let me know what you guys think if you are keeping up with this situation. Excuse me. Thank gosh, my throat was so dry. I didn't even say happy Saturday. I think I did, but I'm not sure if I didn't. Happy Saturday, everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend, enjoying your downtime, all of that good stuff. Um, so I'm not gonna stretch the video too loud. As you guys can see, I'm struggling, literally struggling to talk. But I did want to finish the video. I did want to go ahead and address this situation. And we kind of wrap it up. So I gave my perspective. I gave my thoughts on that. It's my belief that there needs to be a restraining order put in place. And they both need to stay away from each other. Get somebody who is neutral in the situation, whether it's court appointed. I would go with court appointed, to facilitate their drop off pickup schedule. And that's it. Like, just heal and move on. Please move on. Now, I'm not gonna lie, her posting or exposing these text messages have me really, really concerned, really, really worried, because guys don't like when these type of stuff come out. You know what I mean? As a Virgo, we can be very like, oh, we don't care, very nonchalant about certain things. But in these days and times, as young women, you have to be very careful. Do not provoke these type of men. Do not provoke them. Do not feel like you have to get the last say. Don't feel like you need to prove a point. Cut your ties and move on. Right, move on in silence. Don't do no back and forth. Don't feed no energy into this type of stuff, because it's like pouring gasoline on the fire. And especially when you have kids, you have to be mindful of that, and you have to be careful. Right, you have to be careful, because you don't anybody who's ever seen like a cornered animal, or like an animal that's caged, if you've ever seen like a mongoose in a cage, or like a cornered animal that feels like they have nothing else left to do but fight, they can be very deadly. So do not engage in the tit for tat with these guys. Just walk away, keep it cute, and keep it pushing. That would be my advice on the situation. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you to everyone who came through. We appreciate your time. Stay up and stay blessed, and we'll catch up with you guys in another video. Deuces.